We have roughly about 2 days to go to the end of Ramadan, to Eid. And I'm continuing to try to honor the commitment that I made to make healthier meal choices for both Iftar and Sahoor during the whole course of this Ramadan. I think so far I've done quite well. And I believe that this particular journey has been very unique and very fulfilling for me because I don't feel as if I'm on a diet, and I don't feel as if I'm on any program that is trying to limit my intake of food. I know all about diets. I've been on diets since I think in my teens, and for the most part of my life, I've struggled with my weight going yo-yoing up and down, and I've struggled. My relationship with food has been a very dysfunctional one. So the last couple of years, when I decided to try to limit my intake of food generally, and especially during Ramadan, it's been a little bit of a struggle because trying to adjust a whole lifetime of kind of eating plan to make it into a situation where you know mentally that you're trying to eat much less and limit what you do take. It's a bit it can be a bit of a chore, and it has been a chore for me. But this particular journey that I've had during this Ramadan has been a totally enjoyable one. I think it's one that has really given me a lot of value, not just in what I eat, a lot of value in terms of the way I think about food and the way my relationship is with food. And I really hope that I will have the willpower and the staying power to carry that through even after Ramadan. What I have done, one of the things that I've learned out of my years and decades of dieting, is the fact that when you diet and you force yourself to eat foods that you don't ordinarily enjoy, it kind of works against you. It's almost like a reverse psychology because you know that you're forcing yourself to eat things that you don't want. It's so much easier to try to break it and try to cheat, and it really can be a struggle, especially if you're quite aware that you're doing a diet. It's so easy to break it. I mean, that is the story of my journey with food. So what I did decide to do this particular year, when I decided that I was going to go on some sort of a lower eating or healthy eating plan, what I decided was to try to choose foods that I really, really like. So what I've done is, from the beginning of Ramadan up until now, I've limited myself to foods that I enjoy. So that way, even though it's low fat, I know it's something that I enjoy, and I don't feel as if I'm going without. I don't feel a bit diminished in any way. So it's continuing. Though we have a couple of days to go, just two or so more. Sorry, I can't speak English today. About 2 more days to go. I really do hope that I'll have the ability to carry on with some sort of a plan, a realistic plan, even after Ramadan. So today what I have is pizza. Now I know when you're talking about healthy eating or low-fat eating, pizza does not even pizza does not even feature in the mix. But I understand that this is really, really low-fat pizza. Now, I've looked at this. I didn't make this pizza. I do make pizza, but I didn't make this particular one. Now, I've dissected this pizza. I've gone through it. I've looked at it. I can't really see. I'm not sure if I'm totally convinced that it's completely low-fat, even though there does not seem to be a lot of cheese on it, and there does seem to be a minimal amount of tomato sauce on it as well. And I was expecting, when I bought the pizza, or when I ordered the pizza and then picked up the pizza, I was expecting to see kind of a wheat base, because that is what they said it was going to be. It was made from wheat flour, so that it's a lot more healthier. Now, I got this pizza from a place that I spoke of earlier on during Ramadan. I did come across a sort of healthy eating restaurant for those who are here in Nigeria, in Abuja. There are 2 locations that I found They're both owned by the same lady, and they both profess to make healthy food. One location, both of them are, for those who know Abuja, both of them are in Wuse 2. But one is called the Wellness Kitchen, and the Wellness Kitchen caters to traditional African food and swallows and just African food in general. Then the second location is also in Wuse 2. It's called the Wellness Spot. Now, the Wellness Spot is a fast food restaurant where you can go and you can get pizza, burgers, shawarmas, chips, stuff like that. But what they profess to do is make it in a much healthier way. It's much lower in fat. So I understand that this pizza is much lower in fat. Now, pizza is not one of my favorite foods. I've never really, I don't mind eating pizza. It's just not, it's not the kind of food that I would just jump at or go and crave for. It's just not one of my top-notch foods. But I don't mind pizza. It's all right. I wanted to try this because I just wanted to try something different. I do understand this particular one is a chicken and pepperoni pizza. Now I love pepperoni, and I love chicken. And I've got on this pizza what we have is some mozzarella. Apparently, the lady who owns the Wellness Spot did tell me that mozzarella is much lower, or one of the gentlemen, it wasn't the lady, it was one of the gentlemen that was in charge of the Wellness Spot when I went to pick it up, because I did interrogate him and ask him, how do you make this much lower in fat than the ordinary pizza? I wanted him to convince me. So he did speak about using wheat flour, and he spoke about using olive oil to make their tomato sauce as opposed to using any other type of oil. And he spoke about using mozzarella cheese instead of using any other kind of cheese. Now, he says to me that mozzarella cheese is much lower in fat. Now, I'm not really too sure of that, because I know that mozzarella cheese is a processed food. And even though I know some nutritionists kind of recommend it, I do know enough to know that if you want mozzarella cheese to work properly in your diet, you've got to really eat it sparingly. You cannot eat a lot of it. I know that it has a lot of nutrition in it, and it's got calcium, protein, iron, all sorts of mineral and vitamin goodness. But in terms of the fat, I'm not sure I'm really convinced that mozzarella cheese is much lower in fat than some other cheeses that could have been used in the pizza. But what I can say in my layman's term is the fact that because mozzarella cheese can be very stringy, possibly you don't require as much mozzarella cheese in making your pizza as you would another kind of cheese. So possibly that is another factor that would make it a lot more low fat. So this is pepperoni cheese. The pepperoni, of course, is a halal pepperoni. We have here, they have beef pepperoni, which is totally halal. I know in some parts of the world, people just order pepperoni cheese because they like to eat pepperoni cheese. But pepperoni cheese in most parts of the world includes pork. It's a mixture of different kinds of meat, including pork. But in Nigeria, in most places, when you go to look for it, pepperoni is halal. This is halal pepperoni. So I've got some chicken. The chicken they didn't put a lot of chicken, but I do have some chicken on there. And I asked for olives. I love olives, and I asked for onions. I also asked for jalapeno peppers. They didn't have any jalapeno peppers, and I just asked them to leave it like that then. So I've got this pizza. I know it's 3 pieces of pizza. It looks like quite a lot. I'm not sure that I'll be able to eat all 3, to be honest. I mean, I put the 2, just the quarter, and I thought it didn't look enough. So I put a 3rd piece there. I'm not sure I'll be able to eat all that. But I really hope that I will enjoy it. Like I said, I'm not really a huge fan of pizza. But I don't hate it either, so I'll be alright. So that's what I'm going to use. It's actually already past Iftar, so as soon as I'm done with this video, I'm just going to dig in to eat my pizza. So that's what I'm going to have for Iftar. Together with that, of course, is my sparkling water. I forgot to put the sparkling water, or everybody forgot in the house to put the sparkling waters in the fridge so they're not very cold. As soon as I'm done with the video, I'm going to go and get a nice glass full of ice, and I'm going to put my sparkling water in, and then enjoy it together with my pizza. So for iftar today, I'm not taking green juice because I'm leaving the green for later on. I'm having iced tea. I did make iced tea the other day, even though I made the iced tea that I had some days ago out of necessity because something terrible happened with my juice and I couldn't make green juice. So I improvised by having iced tea instead. I don't like tea. I don't like hot beverages. I like coffee, but I like coffee, I think, because it's coffee, because of the smell of coffee, the aroma. I just enjoy taking coffee. But because I have an issue with sleep, I'm kind of a bit of a insomniac, so I don't kind of overdo it in the coffee. I took a lot of coffee in my younger days. I've kind of stayed away from it now because the older I grow, the more intense the more serious my insomnia gets. So drinking coffee every day is probably, yes, drinking coffee every day probably is not going to be too beneficial to my, yeah, here it is. Drinking coffee every day is probably not going to be, it's not going to help my sleep pattern or my sleep issue. So I've got, so what I do like though, instead of having tea, I like iced tea. And because you can make iced tea with all those nice teas that have all these special, beautiful flavors, that's what I make my iced tea from. This particular iced tea is vanilla, chamomile, and peach. Chamomile, yeah. Vanilla, chamomile, and peach. So that's what I've got this iced tea. That's what this iced tea is. And I know I'm going to really enjoy it, even though I'm going to put some more ice in there so that it's really, really freezing iced tea. So that's what I'm going to have for my Suhoor. Now that's what I'm going to have, sorry, for my iftar. Now for my Suhoor, I'm actually really excited about today's Suhoor. You know, I've spoken about the fact that I'm more of a vegetable girl. I'm not a big fruit fan. There are certain fruits that I really, really like. I mean, I like strawberries, a lot of berries, excluding gooseberries. I don't like pineapples. I don't like watermelon. I don't like papaya. I like mangoes. It's just, I've got a really awkward relationship with fruits. It's just, fruits can be a little dodgy for me. But even apples, I like apples. I can't say I like apples. I'm just all right with apples. I don't hate apples, but I don't love apples either. I'm okay with apples. Actually, I think I like apples. What it is for me with apples, I like an apple if it looks nice. If I've got a really nice red-looking Granny Smith, or, you know, a nice-looking, sumptuous-looking apple, I may have a craving for it. But just on its own, for me to sit down and say, oh, I want to go and have an apple, I'm not that way. I'm not one of those people. But I've got a fruit salad today that I made. I'm really going to enjoy this because I found a really fantastic kiosk in the farmer's market that I normally go to. Here in Abuja in Nigeria, we have an incredible farmer's market. That farmer's market has the most beautiful fruits there. The fruit in that farmer's market, they almost look artificial. They're so beautiful. So I went there today. Actually, I wanted to get some strawberries. There were no strawberries today, but the apples were so beautiful. They were just so red. They look like those apples that you see in the Sleeping Beauty cartoons, you know, the part that's red. It just looked delicious. So I just had this idea, and I saw grapes there. They had some really beautiful grapes, and they had some peach there as well, and they had banana. I just thought to myself, I want to put all this together and have a lovely, lovely, nice full fruit salad. So I've got here, it's an apple, grape, seedless grapes, because I just want to eat it without kind of looking for the seeds inside. So I've got seedless grapes, I've got banana, I've got, seedless grapes, banana, apple, and peach, and papaya. That's, no, no, not papaya, sorry, mango. Yeah, mango. So that's what my fruit salad is. And what I have here is what I made it with. This is actually the natural juices of the fruits. So how I made this was I cut up all my fruits, and then the same fruits, the apple, the papaya, the mango, not papaya. I don't like papaya, so you will not see papaya in any of my diets. So it's not papaya. The grapes, the apple, the banana, and the mangoes, and the peach. Yeah, and the peach. So what I did was I juiced some extra fruits, those same fruits, and I took out the roughage because I have a juicer that when you juice it, it kind of separates the roughage and the natural juices of the fruits. But it's different. You have to use a lot of fruits because the juice that's going to come out from an apple is obviously not going to be as much as what you get, say, in an orange. And I don't have oranges, and of course in a banana also. There's nothing that's going to come out of a banana. I just find banana good for making smoothies and maybe milkshakes, but you're not going to get any juice. Trust me, you're not going to get any juice from a banana. If you are going to get a juice from a banana, it's going to be a lot of bananas that you have to juice in order to just get a little teaspoonful of juice. So I got the natural juices. I now heated it up. I put some brown sugar in the natural juices, kind of heated it up and till the sugar all cooked and kind of evaporated, and it became slightly thick. So I put it in the fridge, and then I put it together with the fruits. So the fruit salad is actually in its natural juices. So I'm really going to enjoy that. I don't know. This is because I've got brown sugar in there, just a little bit of brown sugar. So obviously I've got sugar in there, but I think that's going to be really, really healthy. And it's actually a really large bowl of fruit salad. So I think that will be adequate. Now, I'm really excited about this, what I'm going to have for Suhoor, this smoothie. Now, I've had this once during the course of this Ramadan. I really am excited about this because I've spoken about it. I did try to speak about all the health benefits of it. Now, what this is a moringa smoothie. Moringa smoothie. What you have in there is we've got moringa leaves, we've got some apple, we've got banana, I've got some coconut juice and some mango. And it's actually a lot of moringa leaves that I've got in there. So it's actually much thicker than the one that I had. Let me have a spoon. This particular smoothie is a lot thicker than the one that I had earlier on during the Ramadan. And I'm really going to enjoy this. I've spoken about moringa. I think moringa is one of the most amazing things ever created. You cannot overstate the benefits of moringa leaves. Moringa leaves is just unfortunate that not many people are introduced to it. Not many people know much about it. I've just learned about moringa leaves not too many years ago, but I've come to really, really appreciate it for what it is. And it's just incredible. It has all the essential amino acids. It has a high content of protein. It has a high content of vitamins, high content of calcium. It has, it is every vital mineral that you're looking for it keeps on going off. Every vital mineral that one would want in a food is found in the moringa leaves. It's just incredible to me that not enough people know about it and not enough people make use of it. And it's not even an offensive taste. So even though it looks very green, and the way I've made it, because it's a bit thick, it's a bit clumpy, it may come across as being, it looks a little offensive in terms of what you're going to eat. But it isn't. It is amazing. The vitamins inside it, the anti-inflammatory substances that they speak of, is just, and there are no calories. Very, very few calories are attached to moringa leaves. So it is one of those ingredients that I really, really want to kind of inculcate into my cooking. And even when I cook Nigerian dishes, for example, when I'm making some of the leafy Nigerian dishes and using spinach and what have you, I want to see if I can experiment using moringa leaves. And even when I'm making salad and I'm using things like rocket, I want to see how moringa leaf is going to work in that. I've had it now as a smoothie, and even though I'm not having green juice, I think the fact that I'm having a green smoothie and I'm having moringa will make up for the green that is required within this diet. So it's really past iftar, and I think I've gone on long enough. So I'll let everyone happy iftar. I'm sure everybody has had their iftar by now. So I'm gonna say goodbye till tomorrow. Just 2 more days to go before Eid, and I hope to think of something exciting and new to eat for the last 2 days. And I wish everybody a happy iftar. Hope to see you tomorrow on this healthy journey.